Madam Deputy President.
I call the... Oh, yeah.
Thank you. I move private members' business item number...
597.
597, standing in my name, outside the order of precedence, and ask that it be considered in the short format.
The question is that of the member. All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
All those against say no. The ayes have it. The ayes have it.
Thank you. This matter concerns a request for information.
Sorry, you need to move the motion.
I move item 597, standing in my name, as in the short format. Madam Deputy President, this concerns information that was sought by one of my parliamentary colleagues in the other place, the member for Coogee, Dr Marjorie O'Neill, MP, in relation to public transport being provided in her electorate of Coogee, particularly in relation to bus information. She sought the information by way of GIPAA for the South East Sydney Integrated Service Plan - Draft Service Concepts Report. And she made the application on the 24th of June, but she received a response where the government refused the application, but the reasons for the refusal were very instructive. Essentially, the concern was that the release of the information would impact the project's procurement process, as it would reveal information before a decision had been made. Now, of course, the context in which this occurred was that there was a leak of information published in the Sydney Morning Herald about an alleged apprehended cut to bus services. And of course, not unreasonably, trying to represent the best interest of her community, Dr O'Neill tried to acquire the information about where the government was up to and what was being considered. And of course, the substance of the refusal was that disclosure of the information at this time may cause commuters to, quote, become disgruntled and to make complaints to drivers on the bus routes about apprehended cuts to services. And further, and this is and significant weight was given by the decision maker to public interest considerations against disclosure, quote, as the impact of the release of the information is likely to affect the functions of Transport for New South Wales to plan for future transport options, carry out procurement processes and determine the standard working timetable, quote unquote. Sounds reasonable, but in the context of the GIPAA decision, it's quite clear. There are apprehended cuts to services. There is a document which outlines what the government or what the agency is thinking and the consultations are having. But the decision maker doesn't want Dr O'Neill to get hold of this information because it might lead the community to become concerned and it may impact the implementation of whatever decision the government is going to decide upon. So the substance of the decision is a calculated one to actually impair a member of Parliament advocating for her community that she was duly elected to represent, because we don't want the public to know what we're thinking, because they might rise up, agitate and influence through a process of public debate, might actually influence the outcome rather than just sitting back and waiting to see whatever the government decides. Well, I acknowledge that interjection, and no doubt you will enlighten the chamber about that. But the interpretation that I submit to this chamber is one that is inherently anti-democratic, one which is impairing Dr O'Neill's electoral mandate to represent the interests of her community, but it's undemocratic because the public is entitled to know what agencies may be thinking about the provision of basic services so that they can interact with that in a meaningful way and through a process of dialogue try and influence the course of the government's thinking. The community surely has a right to know, a right to be included, not just a right to be told at the end of some process what they're going to get. So we seek the documents through Standing Order 52, having exhausted the GIPAA process, short of going to NCAT, and I would ordinarily think twice about bringing a matter like that here, save for the particular reasons that the decision maker had for refusing the applications, which I think were unwise, were unwarranted and inherently undemocratic. So let's shine a piece of light on this deliberation and see what all the fuss is about.